All right, well, hello and welcome back as we are getting ready here for the last game of week number 4. So we'll have no Saturday games this week, but we're hoping that we're going to get a good one out of this one. Might not be the most likely, but hey, we can always hope. As you can see, Incheon sitting at 3-0 with, just like Madison, 3 4-game wins. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Buffalo, who are 0-3, but a couple close games in the middle there. And as we move over to our weekly schedule, you'll see all 4-game series there as well, with one upset occurring and the rest all in favor of the favorites. That leaves the standings with 2 teams at 4-0, one at 3-1, trying to see which way Incheon go, and then Loudoun and Denver at 2-2. Bedford alone at 1-3 for now, and then Buffalo trying to go up to join them instead of falling to meet Vancouver and Kansas City. Now we move over to our team stats. It is Smurfy and Zilch who are the key players, although I think realistically the key for Incheon is going to be JXL, who is the new player in there for this week. Of course, we also have Base Nectar, a new name on Buffalo, following a retirement between weeks. So, kind of like the Madison series last night, I want to go Incheon 3-0. I want to say it, but have I learned my lesson? Is it time to just say Incheon? Did I not send it? No, I did. Huh? I'm confused. But I've lost my train of thought. I may have learned my lesson because it looked like that was a game Madison should have won in 3, but of course they lost and went to 4. Now, just like Madison, Incheon have gone to 4 in every series thus far. And also, just like heading into that Madison game, every series this week has gone to 4 games. And so I think obviously Incheon have probably upgraded their roster, and this is another very one-sided lineup. And so if I'm being real, this should be an Incheon 3-0. But look at the week we're in. This might be an Incheon 3-1. This might be a 4-game series. And of course, beyond that, we're hoping for a closer series. We're hoping to go 5, maybe see the upset come through from Buffalo. But being realistic so far, I just, I think Incheon have been the better team and look like their roster should probably still be stronger. And so I think they should win, and it should be pretty convincing. But at the same time as that, again, 3-1 is apparently the theme of the week. Prism had 5 sweeps in their week 4. Pixel is looking like they might have 5 3-1s. Just needs this one to lock it in. Of course, on these standings as well, Incheon do now control number 1 for the moment. As if they were to get a sweep, they would move up to number 1. If they get a 4-game series, then I believe it would first of all rely on SOV, which let me look at how that would look, because we are waiting. I don't know. We don't have anyone in just yet, so I am confused a little bit. But okay, we do have a team in. And so we are just waiting then as... Okay, I think Incheon would actually take first if they win in 4 games. I think their SOV would be better. So Incheon they're in a very good position to take number 1 here. But we'll see if they do, as we are still waiting. That I have seen nothing from one of our teams. So, hopefully they appear, I guess. This is what we're waiting on. But yeah, I think pretty convincingly, I am leaning to Incheon, and I'm hoping for a closer game. I think that's kind of just the summary of this matchup. As I didn't really go into it, I guess, and so the stats quite in favor of Smurfy, which did surprise me, especially because JXL has been such a force. But I mean, he did miss a series, and at the same time, the average is very in favor of Incheon with a 4-2 split, with shot percentage and saves going the other way. And then over with Buffalo, it is Zilch, although the numbers are pretty similar to each other, with the goals going to Neo, shot percentage to Mew, and then everything else over to Zilch. Meanwhile, Smurfy tied with Draco in terms of shooting percentage, and then it saves and demos, so the more defensive or wild card stats going over to JXL. Okay. So, we're still waiting, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's always, like, more confusing, because I know some teams probably, like, do whatever, but, I mean, like, when a team... Okay, cool. Let me make sure that they are... Okay, well, we have someone in. We have everyone in, but we do need Incheon to be in their team VC, so we're going to have to wait on that. And if they don't join for a second, then I'll have to message it in the game chat. But, yeah, so we are going to have a game at least. I'll just message in game now because Smurfy must not be seeing the DM. And so I'll make sure they see that, and we got to wait on that. And then as soon as that happens, we will finally jump into this one. Again, hoping for a good one. Happy we are going to have a series. We'll see if it turns out to be a close one, or if Incheon are just going to do what no favorite has been able to do so far this week, and actually close it out without giving up at least a game, as now we do have everyone in, and so we are good to go. I'll let them know, and so we load in, finally, game number 1 here. Incheon in blue, Buffalo in orange. Number 2 versus number 8, so polar opposite sides of the standings again, but we even saw KC take a game off Madison yesterday, so can Buffalo do something similar? That's not the start they're going to want, because Drake already, I assume that's Draco, already has a shot through, and it is 1-0 for Incheon. Over towards the left wall again. Smurfy still staying with it. This one will bounce down off the ceiling. JXL now on it. Popped up in the air. Smurfy down towards the back wall. He'll jump for a read, but it's cleared away again by Neo. JXL now in there next, looking for another dunk, but at 50 is won by Zilch. Draco now in the air, looking for another shot forward. Neo is there. He'll pop it wide. Smurfy on it again, gets a pass across. Zilch will try to play it away. Neo now camping under it. It was an aggressive dive by Draco. He'll get beat, but in the end it's Smurfy. He'll bang it forward. He'll bounce it in. The over challenge isn't punished, as instead Smurfy just gets a shot of his own. And it is 2-0 in favor of Incheon. Already with under a minute played. Face Nectar now looking for this aerial play. Getting the 50 down, but it's blocked out to the side. Now 50 down. Zilch will have to head back. Trying to guide it up the corner. He'll get the pinch up in the air. Now bouncing back down. Zilch, quick shot. It might be in if it's on, but it's wide off the post. Neo will try, but he's far too slow. Now everyone misses and Smurfy will be alone yet again, but the shot is slow to come. Zilch trying to pop out, won't get the touch. There's still no one back, and it's still not on target. So many free opportunities, none of them taken. Zilch, another look, but it's right at Draco and it's saved again. Base Nectar now popping it forward. JXL up in the air. Zilch will run out of boost and Draco pops it away. Neo now. Is it wide again? I mean, like, something's going on here, right? Like, it can't be that impossible to just put anything on target in like 10 situations in a row. As this one's pinched off the post on JXL's attempt. Draco popping it up. Smurfy is there, a floater down towards net. Draco tries to make it more awkward, but Zilch is there for a dunk. And now Base Nectar off the right side. Neo just takes a shot. Good strategy at this point, but this time Draco's there for it. Zilch now trying to take control, but he runs out of boost. Won't be able to get anything, and Smurfy has a free clear. Half of the game left to go. This one should have been within one, probably about a minute ago. But instead, it's still 2, and make it 3. JXL gets the dunk as the defense falls apart. Nothing Zilch can do. And Incheon will grow their lead. Still over 2 minutes left to play, but not a lot to get it done. As Buffalo need to start scoring soon. Zilch now looking for a challenge. JXL will dunk it away. Neo trying to pass it around. This one will roll back down, and JXL now plays it out to the side. Zilch off the back wall. Smurfy will jump. He'll get beat. What? Okay. This one now over to the side by Zilch again, looking for the pinch in. Smurfy just playing it away for the moment. Base Nectar, another one towards the net. It was wide. JXL will play it further out. Neo now off the bar. Zilch, like, it just keeps happening, man. It's just kind of painful. Like, that one was more of a contested shot, but he just gets under it and just pops it off the bar as Smurfy gets a double, and it's 4-0. Like, man, good shot, Smurfy, but this game is just incredibly chalked for Buffalo. I don't feel like they're playing terrible within the game, but they're getting out pressured, and then every single shooting opportunity they've had has been off target if it's a good shooting chance, or right at the defender if it's slightly contested. Like, that's it. There's not been a good shot yet. And I think this would be probably, like, honestly, maybe still like 2-1, maybe 3-2. But instead it's 4-0. And as the final minute starts to get closer, I think this game is like hope for Buffalo. Because if you play better in the offensive third, this should be a really close game. And so that shows you have the potential to play that close. But at the same time, it kind of just hurts when it feels like you should be playing closer, but you're just not playing well enough to right now. And so we'll have to see. This one's out to the left side by Smurfy. Final 30 seconds here. Still the shutout. Draco now double center. Neo gets the save. JXL had the jump on it, but Neo in the right place, able to pop that one away. Over off the right side. Now in the air. What part of what, Panda? Oh, the emote. Yeah, fair. As the ball finally does fall to the ground, and Incheon are gonna take the first game of the set. So, a much cleaner start than it should have been, as they will outshoot them 16-10. But, I mean, it just kind of, like we've said it through most of this game, that just kind of hurts, really. Like, you gotta get the shooting on lock, Buffalo. I think that's the main thing. You got to figure out how shot work. Because so far it isn't. But hey, if nothing else, again, they could have made that a close game. They just did not quite. But let's see as we load in game number 2. Incheon one ahead. Buffalo don't want to let this one get too out of hand. Need to find a response, but they're gonna have a rough start, although maybe a little bit of karma. Little bit of a tough shot, but one they probably should be hitting. Instead, it rings up way high off the back wall, and so this game will stay tied for a moment. JXL, though, won't let that be. He pops it to Smurfy. Smurfy gets a 50, and then JXL floats it top right corner. Neo can't get there. And so only 23 seconds in. Incheon will play from in front yet again, and now the pressure really starts to build for Buffalo. Couldn't find a goal in the last game. They, of course, need at least 2 now if they're going to win this one. And it feels like they can't wait too long to start finding it, but now they're giving up space. JXL has a chance, but Base Nectar gets a good dunk away. Murphy now up in the air. Base Nectar trying to drop it down. Zilch the fake. Draco gets it out to the right side. Now he won't connect on that. Neo's back pass could get awkward as none of his teammates are really ready. Neo now going to drive by it as well. Smurfy just lurking, has a chance, but he'll get beat. JXL now the catch. He'll get around 1. He'll pop over a second. Only 1 left to go. He'll go even on the challenge, but no one's there to support him. Eventually, Smurfy will catch up as he'll pop it in the air. Draco now another 50 off the back wall, but Base Nectar's ready for it. JXL now trying to take it back. Smurfy won't connect. Zilch, a good save. Finally, a pretty good shot there for Buffalo. But this time, the defense is ready. There's another shot here, surely, but no, couldn't quite get enough of it. Smurfy, a good diving effort. And somehow, Buffalo still have not scored. Neo, though, finally breaks through. Awkward touch by Smurfy. Neo, backboard, double across. They're all spectating. And we have parity at 1 with 3 minutes left to go. Neo now off the left wall again, trying to follow it up. Flick up in the air. Who's there? Zilch gets blocked as Smurfy gets a piece. Smurfy now downfield yet again. Base Nectar over to the right side. JXL getting it down. Zilch plays it off the corner. Smurfy trying to follow it up. He'll get it up towards the ceiling. Base Nectar no boost, but he'll get a 50 for now. Neo now a good touch away. JXL waiting under it. Rolls it forward. Zilch will block it out. Smurfy now will have time from the right wall, but he just kind of gives it up. As Neo will be able to bang that one out off the side. Draco now another one up towards the back wall. Zilch over to the side. JXL up in the air looking to play it down, but it'll get sent right back the other way. Smurfy now trying to play it off the side, but now has to cede some space as a shot comes through, but he'll pop it up and JXL will get the follow. That one could drop on target, but Zilch won't let it. Draco now not going to get that read. Smurfy going to be a little awkward on this one. Will turn in though and will beat Zilch. Base Nectar trying to slow it down, but the bounce just kind of takes it away from him. Will beat 1, but gives up his life in the process. And now Neo another strong touch forward, caught down by Smurfy. Zilch off the side. Base Nectar up in the air, can't play a shot. That one now awkward for Buffalo until Neo will play it. Base Nectar now off the left wall, double up into the corner. JXL waiting, won't connect. Draco will. JXL no boost. We'll leave it to Draco, who clears it downfield again. Just under 90 seconds now left to go. Still a tied game here. And the next goal starts to feel like it could be huge. And it's gonna go the way of Buffalo. A miscue by JXL. A missed jump by Draco. Smurfy stranded in the corner. And he can only watch as it just rolls in. 81 seconds to play, and it doesn't even matter. Draco gets it right back. Don't even know what happened, but Zilch, I guess, just too slow. Base Nectar too close, and it just goes in. Okay, cool. Cool, it's tied. All right, why not? This one over towards the right wall. Zilch trying to clear it in. Draco up in the air. Now pushed over to the left by Neo. This one dropping down again. Smurfy won't connect on the play. Now Zilch over to the right side again. He'll look for the read. Up early. Gets into the back wall, but JXL a clean read on it. Now rolling down. Neo trying to pop it up. JXL gets the dunk. He'll steal the corner. He'll try to go again. Base Nectar's there first. Smurfy in next, though. Over them all. 3 defenders jump. None get a piece of it. Incheon lead again. 3-2. And Buffalo now left to scramble. 50 seconds left to play. Not a lot of time to get themselves back into this one, but they have at least shown that they can. JXL trying to bang it away. Zilch off the right side. Neo trying to race in, but Smurfy gets a piece of it again. Down off the sidewall. JXL even on the 50. Zilch will try. Draco wins it in. Final 30 now. Neo around the outside. Rolled up the corner again. Zilch the pinch away. Neo trying to catch it back. JXL back wall dropping down. JXL puts it high. 2 Incheon players. They won't get the shot. Is there a counter? JXL spawning back. Looking for a play. Their shot is not there. Had to be a chance. It will not be so. And Incheon are 1 away. It felt like there was an overcommit at the end, as Incheon will outshoot 9-6 in this game. But, I mean, you see, especially Panda saying in the chat, just too slow. They don't have the speed to put the pressure on it, and the shots that come are just, again, too slow, so the defense has time to recover. And so even though Buffalo are getting chances, are getting opportunities, they just aren't in positions to actually do anything with them. And so as we load in now for game number 3, it's 5 minutes left to play, but Buffalo need to take advantage and need to put themselves in a strong spot in this game and then avoid the endemic mistakes that we've seen. Draco now trying to bang this one in. JXL getting up, won't get much on it. Smurfy the other way. Neo off the backboard. Zilch up early, bouncing it right at Smurfy, and he'll send it away. I feel like this game is like, okay, never mind, hold on. Smurfy scores. It's 1-0. 28 seconds in, yet again, Incheon score early. I feel like this game it feels like it should be close, and yet it isn't. That's how I would describe it. It feels like Buffalo are competing and should be making this a pretty close series, but then their shooting is lacking, or they're just a little bit too slow. And so, I think, like, if Buffalo were maybe playing better or playing a little bit faster, this should be a pretty close series. But the fact is, that isn't what has been happening, and so therefore, Incheon have just been able to find their wins. And especially in Game 1, it was without much incident. Yeah, pretty much. As JXL, that's a nasty shot. He gets demoed, so we can't fully see it, but you see the redirect, you hear the ping off the post, and then it just goes in. Not much they can do about that one, to be fair. That's just a good play, as Incheon now lead by 2, and at this point, I feel like this one's over. I mean, I'm not exactly too confident in a comeback here for Buffalo. I'd like to see it, but as we've said, they've made mistakes. And those mistakes have given Incheon chances and stopped them from taking the ones that they can find. And so, pretty simply, I don't trust that they can play a clean enough game to get 2 goals back here without conceding likely multiple more, as JXL already has another one. I mean, you see Zilch pushing down the sideline, and the question for me is just why? What is he seeing there to make him feel confident to push out? Then he's out of position, can't really recover. Of course, no one else is there. And so, it's now 3-0, as it feels like Buffalo know they need to score and know that they haven't been able to. And you see a play like that where the ball even thinks about going forward and they immediately panic, think this is our chance, we need to push aggressively. And so then it's an overcommit as that, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. That one's tougher. I guess you could say Base Nectar and Neo both too far, Zilch turns too early. Anyway, you know? And it's now 4-0. Incheon, yeah. Yeah, I think this one's GG, I gotta be real. I don't want to believe, just don't think we've seen the play to believe. And so for Buffalo, obviously no Mew in this series. You got to look at the positives. You got to say, hey, Incheon are undefeated. And many people were upset that this roster is even possible. And so you certainly can't expect yourself to come out and get a confident win. Now, it does feel bad that it looks like this, as they have a total of 2 goals in the series, both in game number 2. The other 2 games have been very one-sided, in good part because of their mistakes, as it's now 5-0, by the way. Another shot in there by Draco. And so Incheon continuing to run away. And making this more and more of a rout as the time runs on. Draco looking to center it. JXL's in the air. Draco tries to play it himself, but this time it's saved away. Smurfy now over off the left wall. Now up off the backboard again. Draco not quite going to be able to connect on it. Neo sending it long downfield. Now drop down again. Smurfy trying to pop it away. Another one sent downfield. Zilch trying to bang it up off the right side. I mean, Lynx, if we're being real, I think the time to make a move probably should have been like a good bit ago. As Neo will get a goal back. It's now 5-1, so personally I'm not seeing much. Obviously it's still playable, but I'm not seeing it as very likely we see a full comeback develop out of this, as they are still down by 4. But hey, again, if nothing else, it's a mental game, a mental positive. But to be fair, they're 0-3, and like, I guess they've gone to Game 5 twice, but they're 0-3. And the best team they have played was Daytona. They got swept. Going to 5 against Boston's pretty good. But other than that, I mean, for both KC and Buffalo, obviously KC technically at least have the quote-unquote safety of Mers lying in wait. But both these teams and a couple around them. Obviously Vancouver making the moves, trying to look for a change, but just in general, a couple teams down there that are just kind of struggling. This one's centered out by Neo, looking for a pass down to his teammate, as it clear does come through by Base Nectar. Final 20 seconds here will wind themselves down, and as was kind of foreseen a while ago, Incheon will add one more. It's now 6-1 as Murphy drops this one in, and it's just kind of, it's a guarantee. I don't think we need to add a whole lot of like, oh, well, maybe. Technically, it's losable. It would need at a, like, two seconds per goal pace, they would have 8 to spare. And they've already burned 4 and that clear. And so, yeah, GG. Impossible. As Buffalo, like, I'd say the first 2 games, they put up a fight. Now, the first game, it doesn't look like they did, but if they shot, as we are headed to Brazil, by the way, Smurfy just gonna add one more at 0 seconds, and so Incheon do get that extra one on the board, and so there you go. In case you wanted it to be any more one-sided, they get another one on the board just to add on. So, yeah, I think Buffalo, good, solid game 1. Just need to hit some training packs. Obviously, very solid game 2 as they actually found a response and actually managed to play the game and probably should have won that game. At least out of the ones that were played, would have been their best opportunity as they had a lead late and then immediately gave it up. But, I mean, either way, just kind of a rough game for the Lake Effect as we will ask for an interview and we will see what we get. Yeah, so a little bit of a quiet end to week number 4. Of course, again, we will have a bit of an off time here that will have at least a day off before week 5 begins, but either way, we'll talk about that a little bit more afterwards, as we are going to have an interview, and so we will be back in just one moment. And we are back with Incheon. A pretty clean sweep, I'd say. How's it feel to be 4-0?
Not bad. Love it. Yeah, I mean, Buffalo, I don't even know what their record was, but game 2 is a little shaky, but we got in, then we just put BTA game 3, so
Fair? Now, I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, I would ask, why was game 2 so close?
we started throwing.
Okay.
Murphy, what's your
Draco
whistle?
started throwing.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We're not throwing that on me. I missed a few shots. Fine.
Yeah, we had the shots,
We
we just
just
didn't score them all.
yeah, we didn't respect their touches, and they just kind of came back a little bit, but we still got the dub, so it works out.
Fair. Fair. And now, on a more broad view of things, this win will push you guys up to number 1 after this week. Who would you say you're the most scared of?
No one.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team.
For the best.
I mean, even if you feel like
Like
you're the
there's
best, who do you
Boston,
think is the
you know,
has the best chance to take you down, if anyone?
even though they lost, they're
Who do you think, Smurfy?
yeah. I'd say Madison's up there. Madison, Boston, uh, and Daytona. Oh, I
Well,
just okay.
that does work as a little bit of a segue, as of course, got to ask about next week. And next week, you guys are slated to play up against Madison, as you guys are currently the top 2 on the standings. So how do you feel about that matchup?
Should be a
You
good
know you
game.
guys can talk. Okay, cool.
Yeah, should be a good game. I mean, we haven't really played against Madison. We should probably get some scrims or something. But no, yeah, we really don't know what to expect there with the games, but we'll replay review and watch their gameplay, see what they're doing wrong, and just take advantage.
Yeah, at least I know it's Gamer. No, it's not Gamer. That's last season.
Yep.
Honda,
Yep.
Panda.
Yep.
Uh, wait, I got it.
Yep. You
Brandon
got it.
Shade.
There you go.
Word. Okay. Um,
He
yeah. I
definitely
mean, I've
looked.
been no, no. But yeah, at least God, I hate playing against Honda. We've played against each other so many times. He knows exactly how I play, so it'll be fun. Um, Same with Panda, but definitely still beatable. So I think we take it. I don't know, maybe 3-1. We troll and drop a game per usual Smurfy fashion.
About this time.
Not this time though. We finally broke the curse. We didn't go 3-1.
Fair enough. Well, I do think that's about all I have for you guys. So, congratulations on another win and good luck next week.
Appreciate you,
Yep.
Doug, as
Let's
always.
now go.
All right, and that does do it for this series and this week. And by the way, Bloom, I will again say, first of all, it does not look bad. Second of all, it would be way too fast if I made it high frame rate, and so it works to slow it down, which makes it a whole lot less cluttery. Third of all, that would be a lot harder to give to other streamers, but all of that aside, of course, focusing in on our gameplay, because we've had this for 4 weeks, and it looked good, and skill issue, be mad or whatever. But yeah, I mean, clean series by Incheon overall. You know, I think we can talk about the mistakes. We can talk about what we could have seen out of Buffalo. I think obviously the other side of that is that Incheon played clean. They took advantage of what was there. They scored the goals off the mistakes, and they just went ahead and won the series. So, well played to them. As we said, that will earn them number 1 on the standings after this week. And that sets up a very good matchup for next week. So we'll see. Now, again, no games tomorrow night, as that is still within week 4. As of now, though, I do believe there's already 1 game scheduled for Sunday. So we will, at the very least, be back for then. That is a 9:30 game between Bedford and Denver. So hoping to see you back then, and we'll see what other games get added until then. But for now, your final score here, one last time. Incheon 3, Buffalo nothing. As that does it for week 4. By the way, I will say I have a feeling, I don't know if Z Bloom's even still here, or just Bloom is still here to hear what I said, but don't worry about it, all good. As that does do it for week number 4. We'll see you back next week for week 5 as we approach the halfway point of the regular season.